You're watching Filter Kaapi, the channel that gives you accurate, reliable and fact-based news from the world of education. My name is T.S. Sudhir. The big news this evening is that the Common Law Admission Test or CLAT 2020 that was scheduled to be conducted on the 22nd of August has been postponed. The new date will be announced after the 1st of September. The bigger question is, however, whether the National Testing Agency, the NTA, that conducts the other two big examinations of NEET and JEE mains will also follow suit. These examinations are to be conducted now in the month of September 2020. Now, let me tell you the andar ki khabar. Point number one, no formal meeting of the NTA or its parent ministry, the Education Ministry, has taken place so far with regard to NEET and the JEE mains. That's the big headline. The Education Ministry, in fact, in particular, has been very busy in connection with the announcement of the new education policy and many virtual seminars that have been organized to discuss the various aspects of the education policy. Point number two, a formal meeting of the NTA is expected to take place only after Independence Day, okay, where any kind of decision will be taken. Remember, it was the meeting of the NTA and the Education Ministry on the 3rd of July that took the decision to postpone the examinations from July to September 2020. However, informal meetings have taken place of NTA members, of the IIT, NIT ecosystem, people from the CBSE, to look at the situation unfolding in the country as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Point number four, what has been the nature of these discussions? And this is what I have gathered. But before that, let me say it very, very clearly. There should not be any confusion. These are informal discussions. Okay. These are different viewpoints presented during the course of these informal discussions. It does not mean any final decision has been taken. So do not kind of get carried away by the content of these informal discussions and believe that's going to be the nature of the final decision. This is basically to let you know what is being thought of informally within the entire NTA Education Ministry ecosystem. Point number one is that many members have expressed the view that things have indeed gone from bad to worse. And when we say bad to worse, we are essentially comparing the situation that existed in India on the 3rd of July when the decision to postpone the examination was taken to the situation now in the first week of August. Okay. Members have emphasized the point that these entrance examinations have to be conducted in a free and fair manner. Now, the meaning of the phrase free and fair is also very different in today's context. Basically, the reference is to how the examinations should not be conducted in an atmosphere of apprehension, of worry, of fear, of concern over personal safety. Point number three is that some of the members, and again, let me reiterate, please note my words carefully. Some of the members have said that we should not be in a hurry to conduct these examinations. Point number four, informal discussion has also taken place on the impact of the unlocking. Okay, whatever different unlocking measures that have been announced by the Ministry of Home Affairs, what has been the impact of that on the ground and the data that is available to see if that is adding to the rising number of COVID-19 cases. Discussions have also centered around the fact that while standard operating procedures or SOPs can be excellent, maybe in many cases can even be implemented very well, it is difficult to ensure one, safe public transport in which the candidates have to travel to the different examination centers. Point number two, even overcrowding outside examination centers can be a little difficult to manage. These are practical problems that have also been discussed because they do understand that everyone tends to want to get into the examination center or get out of the examination center at more or less the same time. It's basic human tendency, or shall we say it's basic Indian tendency. However, the point to be noted is that, and that is what is going to be very important when a decision is finally taken, how much can the exams be postponed by? Because you would need to appreciate this, that the NTA cannot take a decision in a vacuum, right? It needs to plan ahead effectively, taking into account the semester, when it can start, the academic calendar, the impact on the next year, everything. So the final decision will depend on this factor and the discussions that will center around this. Also, what is the guarantee? And this is the other viewpoint that has also been presented during the course of these informal discussions. What is the guarantee that the situation in, say, October or November will definitely be better than what it is now in August, based on which you are thinking about September 2020? That's in fact the million-dollar question, and the NTA will have to think about this very seriously. Now, the Karnataka Common Entrance Test that was conducted on 30th and 31st of July is definitely a model where the state decided to get over with the examination, believing that there is no guarantee that the situation in September or October is going to be any the better. Now, here again, as far as the NTA is concerned, the JEE mains is actually not so much of a concern, because if you look at the numbers, close to 2 lakh, a little less than 2 lakh students took part in the Karnataka CET in one state. Here you would have about 10 to 11 lakh students taking the examination over a period of 5 to 6 days. So it's a staggered exam which will translate to again that many numbers in the entire country, right? So that is as far as the JEE mains is concerned. As far as the NEET is concerned, that is a matter of concern, because it's a one-day examination in which 16 lakh students take part. So the discussions, whenever they take place, may even look at both these examinations separately, differently. Another point that may make an impact, and let me say this clearly, this is my personal view, okay, is that several union ministers like Home Minister Amit Shah, Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, and Chief Ministers like Shivraj Singh Chauhan, B.S. Yediyurappa, former Chief Minister Siddharamaiah have tested positive for COVID-19. Now, since fellow politicians are now in hospital, that may result in Union Education Minister Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank looking at this demand made by many students and parents differently. This is my personal view, that maybe the Union Education Minister himself would look at this situation very, very differently, look at this demand very differently. So that's the update as far as the impact of the decision on CLAT, on JEE and NEET, and whatever has been happening within the entire NTA ecosystem over the past few days on an informal basis, at a very informal level. Nothing formal has been conducted so far. So stay tuned to Filter Kaapi for all the latest and the reliable news. There will be no update on JEE or NEET unless and until we have something important to share with you. Let me say this, and I've been saying this in many comments, I value your time, I value my time. Okay, all the best to you. Stay focused, stay safe. Thank you very much for watching.